welcome everybody to Unite Mics, our broadcast of the Unite Premier League. We're going to be watching a fantastic game here today between Random Gaming and Tilted Gaming. Two fantastic EU squads. You've definitely seen Random Gaming around the Unite Championship Series tournament scene, as well as Tilted. It's going to be a fantastic game we got today. If you don't know what the Unite Premier League is, it is a fantastic EU-only league set to kind of mimic a lot of the Premier League sports competitions that we have in the world right now. Unite Premier League has 6 of the top teams. If you were watching any of the intro, you saw the slideshow with the different top teams coming through constantly, and which ones are going to be. The format of the league is each week one team plays one other. They have one scheduled match per week, and there's just a ton of places you can check the broadcast. They have multiple casts in different languages. Unite Mics, we will be one of the English broadcasters. However, there are a couple more of those as well. Chris Heroes, Ryan Nitera, there is some awesome looking out for it. But the very, very exciting thing, other than just collecting EU's best to face off in a very formal, exciting tournament setting, is the actual in-match format. So it is going to be very familiar if you've watched any other MOBAs at a top competitive level. We are looking at a draft format for these games. So it's going to be a 2 Pokemon ban, so 2 bans from both sides, global bans, and then we move into a draft pick setting. Now, I'm pretty confident there are no mirror picks allowed, so when a Pokemon is drafted by one team, they will be unavailable from the other. Like you can see on screen, by the way, this is week 1, so both of these teams at a 0-0 win-loss record. The league is just kicking off. This is going to be a great placement game to see where Random Gaming and Tilted Gaming line up in this league against each other, where they stack up, and really where these teams are seated in a league as, I want to say fancy, but that's not really the right word, as competitive as this one. These initial weeks can always be so important for setting a statement for what your team is going to be excelling at, what kind of strategies that you're going to be employing within the tournament. And the biggest thing is we're going to start seeing stylistic play, not just in the server, not just in gameplay. We're going to see a little bit draft-wise too. So we're just waiting on the draft to actually be kicking off between the two teams. We definitely, there is some fantastic... There's some fantastic big brain players on either side. If you've listened to my podcast, Overdunk, I have had the Random Gaming Squad on before, so you've definitely learned a little bit about their personalities and how those guys operate. And if you've watched them in server, they definitely have a lot of looks that you can bring. So let's talk about the draft a little bit. Obviously, no Pokemon have been chosen on either side, but I can give you a little bit about the order. We've had the coin flip already done. Tilted Gaming is going to be getting first ban and first pick. So if you have never seen one of these before, Tilted Gaming is going to get a ban. That Pokemon will not be selectable by either side of the squad. So Random Gaming or Tilted will not be able to select that Pokemon. Random Gaming will then, in response, be able to get a ban of their own. They will ban as well, and then we move into the picks. It's going to be in a snake format, sort of bouncing back and forth, getting a couple of picks in a row at some points. Tilted Gaming will be able to get their first pick, in which Random Gaming, their advantage, or their comeback for not having the first pick, will they get their second and third pick in a row. So it'll go ban, pick, pick. And then we are going to see a second ban after both teams have selected 3 Pokemon. So that's why that little bar on the UI that you're looking at is cutting off the 3 top members. But for the 2 bottom members of their team, you are going to get 3 picks on both sides, and then we are going to get a second ban. So these staggered bans are actually something really, really exciting that I don't think I've seen too often in any other fan community tournaments and draft tournaments like this before. I'm really excited for this format. If you're in chat and you're hanging out, let me know what you think of this ban and draft system before. We've had one Unite Premier League match so far between the Yermans and DZ. Yerman was able to take that 1-2-0. Yerman, Burger Flippers, another team really well known for their large variety of Pokemon they can play and strategies that they can employ. So the draft format definitely going to be benefiting the flexibility of your team, but also the creativity of your team. Not only do you need to adapt to what's going on in game, fight the strategy in front of you, you also need to have a little bit of forethought and some draft planning strategies going into the game. And what better time to employ some crazy strategies than in this week 1 when nobody knows what you're trying to accomplish in server. Yeah, no, I totally agree, chat, saying that is a solid idea. I love the drafting format. I've actually recently been a person who was kind of against the draft format coming into Pokemon Unite. I was maybe a boomer, thinking it was just too early. We didn't have enough viability, but I really do think the addition of Hoopa being thrown in, allowing a realistic second support, also the rise of Blissey, has really given enough variety to that ever so important healer position. Not needed in every strategy, but it really does cripple some strategies if they do not have access to a healer. So I think it is going to be a really good format. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch these games. One more just kind of production note side thing. For these broadcasts, I'm just going to be doing a restream of Razor's streams. They are doing the German cast. Because of that, we're probably not going to have any in-game audio. So I'm sorry, that may be a little boring to watch. I'll try to liven it up with my cast as much as possible. But yeah, we probably will not be seeing any of that going on. Also, let's talk a little bit about the two teams. Random Gaming, we know what we are getting. We definitely know those squads. We know the players on them. If you don't know Tilted Gaming, if you saw them on the slideshow, they had a pretty stacked, large roster. So definitely a bunch of players on there. What the players are going to be going on are Best Venu, Best 76k Saz, we have Malik, we have Zenzamin, and we have Best Muted. So we have Muted, Venu, Saz, Malik, and Zenzamin are going to be the players playing today for Tilted Gaming. All right, and there we go. We have our first ban up on the screen. Tilted Gaming is going to be banning Greedent out of there. Wow, this really does seem like the hard Gatlu counter. Tilted Gaming knowing they do not want Gatlu on their signature hero, as much as I don't think they want to be known as that as their signature hero. Banning it away right away. It definitely seems like Tilted Gaming is doing whatever they can to make sure that they keep the game going off, in their strategy. So, interesting look for that team. I'm really interested to see what Random Gaming wants to ban in response. Not having the Greedent to really fight in that top lane strategy, we might want to see Random Gaming throw out something like a Lucario ban. However, that is Red Moss strategy, but no, okay. We're going to see a defender ban, not wanting the Slowbro to be added into this game. So, Slowbro, a very strong tank, obviously in the 1-1-3 strategy. That bot lane having an addition of another Muscle Bander can be such a problem to deal with for a lot of Pokemon in that bot lane. So, removing that threat also removes a great late game threat for both teams. So a Pokemon that hard counters extremely flippy types like Dragonite or even Duraludon is now removed off the board. But, okay, very exciting. Tilted Gaming now grabbing the Talonflame for their first pick. This is an EU series, and you absolutely know that, and Tilted Gaming is going to show that in spades. I really feel like the Talonflame is a key mark note of what makes EU Unite what it is today. They love these divey junglers, and we are seeing the Talonflame pick for Tilted. It's going to be seeing what they try to do to support that Pokemon around that pick. Very explosive Pokemon, but it does need some initial splash damage before it can sweep in and clean up the Pokemon on that squad. So I'm interested to see what Tilted Gaming does to round out their roster headed into the rest of this game. Oh yeah. Okay, and there we go. Random Gaming going to snack up the Hoopa and the Venusaur. Okay, back-to-back picks. We will probably see these Pokemon designated to Geese and a Desu. However, we can see the Venusaur picked as a jungle spot. So, a very, very flexible pick is the Venusaur. I think those Pokemon that can realistically be in lane or be in jungle Venusaur, and Dragonite, maybe particular ones that I'm thinking of, will always be really strong picks in a draft format, just basically getting 2 threats for the price of 1 in terms of a pick. Yeah, no kidding. Hoopa having that Unite move is also just like a gigantic strength of these teams. And yeah, if you're new in chat just wondering what we're watching, this is the Unite Premier League. So an all-EU league, 6 teams, 1 game per week per them, and it's a draft format, best of 3, all going up to their grand finals. You know, yeah, the EU, the production and everything is fantastic. We're watching Razor's stream right now of it, just giving the English cast, but okay, there we go. Tilted Gaming buffing up their bot lane here with the Wiggly and the Eldegoss. So grabbing probably the best tank in format right now. Slowbro being banned, they have that pick. Now, if Random Gaming wants to have another tank pick, they are going to be a little hard pressed for that, picking the Eldegoss and Wiggly. But because of that, they leave the Lucario up to be grabbed by Random Gaming. So Random Gaming gonna have the best top laner pick absolutely slotted in for them. So Redmaw going to have their signature Pokemon selected. I really would have loved Tilted Gaming to leave the Eldegoss until later in their draft. They definitely know they still would be capable of getting it, especially because Random Gaming already selected that Hoopa. But either way, Tilted Gaming has definitely filled out their jungle position and 2 spots of their bot lane. Yeah. Going to be some interesting picks. We are now headed into the second phase of bans. So with Random Gaming just making their pick, now it should be Tilted Gaming's ban, if I remember correctly. So we'll just be waiting on that. But yeah, guys, yet again, Unite Premier League is going to be some fantastic games at EU. So far, there's only been 1 game in the league prior to this that has went down, and that was the Yerman Burger Flippers versus DZ. Yerman Burger Flippers took that game 2-0, and it really was a fantastic game of Unite. If you haven't checked it out, please go back, go to the YouTube, all that kind of thing. Find those games. So fun. I did not have the pleasure of casting it, but I definitely watched that game. A ton of fun to watch, so yeah. And right now, a schedule for the league has not been cemented yet with this first one, and the teams just kind of joining up in a rushed fashion. We're definitely trying to get this tournament out as fast as possible. The organizers have left it up to the teams to schedule when they can make these games happen. With practice schedules, of course, European time zones and all things like that, they're leaving it up to the teams to find a spot in the week that works for them to have their game, and then just kind of working around it. Whatever casters can cover it are going to cover it. They're hoping for Season 2 to have a bit more of a cemented schedule, but as the league is just kind of finding its feet and getting a running start, they're allowing the teams to have as much freedom as they can to make sure that we get the best games. Yeah, a Pika ban is a really interesting shout, Guild. I think that would be interesting if Tilted was going to if Tilted wanted to find that attacker spot. Venusaur, okay, we're getting him a champ ban here out of Random Gaming. Now, what this is telling me is that Random Gaming has done their research on Tilted, because I cannot see a reason, other than, I guess, the top lane spot is really contested for this Greedent being gone, Machamp being gone, and of course Lucario being chosen. Tilted really only has one ideal choice of Serena, potentially, and then maybe an option to play the not Serena, Blastoise top, which we've seen in days gone by, but I don't know if we're gonna do that. Azumarill is live for this patch. I don't know if they're going to be legal in this tournament. I have not seen that yet. Also, with the opinions I've seen from people online, I don't know if it is that viable either. I was playing a little bit in the lab myself. I find the Pokemon kind of fun, but yeah, not as competitively viable as maybe we'd think. Okay, no, it is not allowed. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Ryu. Yeah, so no Azumarill allowed in this tournament as of yet. So this is a great policy to have. New Pokemon, especially in this game, can be known to be a little strong or maybe even a little buggy. So just covering all the bases. The Unite Premier League, UPL, is on top of it as of always, making sure that it's dotted out. Okay, now Blissey is being banned by Tilted Gaming. Really interesting. A Chroma on the side of Random Gaming, an extremely good Blissey player. So using that Pokemon through the March finals as well to find a lot of success, not to mention all of the rush tournaments and things like that Random Gaming has been grinding out. Blissey, a very solid spot that fills that defender role, but also into that support role. Not to mention, is an incredible Venusaur pair to give out that safeguard spot. But okay, Random Gaming with the Snorlax spot here. So Snorlax also a great tank in days gone by, has definitely not seen as much play, but what it has seen is a strong counter to any score comp style shenanigans. Now, Tilted Gaming definitely has some makings of it. Talonflame and Wiggly, both score comp demons for sure, but a Snorlax is a pretty solid counter to that. Yeah, no Mime as of yet, but hey, let's not count it out. Mime's seeing some new changes recently in a balance patch not too long ago. I still have not seen that Pokemon played in tournament as of yet, but yeah, we're gonna see some interesting gameplay with a Lucario, Venusaur, Hoopa, and Snorlax. I'm really interested to see what Redmaw's gonna pick moveset wise for the Lucario for Random Gaming. Venusaur and Snorlax are very strong team fights for sure. However, not incredible smite ability. But okay, here we go. I was just talking about days gone by. Tilted Gaming bringing out the Electric Kitty. Zeraora is going to be their Pokemon selected. I assume it's going to be in top lane. Pikachu as well being picked for the bot lane. So Pikachu, a really solid mon into the Venusaur, and okay, Greninja being the jungle pick for Random Gaming. So Random Gaming having a kind of a mix of that front to back and attacker style. Random Gaming's team, if I'm going to look at it, definitely seems like the better Pokemon. Random Gaming looks like they won the draft in terms of top tiers. If we were making a tier list, their Pokemon definitely find themselves higher on this list. But Tilted Gaming definitely has some pop-off potential and some decent counters going into this meta. However, Greninja into the Talonflame is mostly what I am worried about. I have to imagine that the Greninja is going to be played by Gatlu. I know that they definitely have some skill on that Pokemon, and not to mention, their skill is very, very strong when it comes to the Talon. So knowing what they're doing going up against such a strong jungle in the Talon is gonna be an interesting matchup. It doesn't have to be Gatlu on that Greninja. They could move over to something like the Hoopa and give Geese the reins of the Greninja, or a Desu could find themselves on one of these spots, but I really think they're going to be there. What I'm most excited about, though, I saw some pop off in the chat a little bit. I am so excited to see a Chroma Snorlax. Like, that may be the most exciting matchup we're going to see in this game. So, really, really interesting draft for sure. Oh my goodness, we're getting some Float Stones invade Snorlax. I hope not. I'm going to be completely honest, but if it happens, I'm here for it, and I'm going to cast it to the best of my ability. For those of you just joining us and wondering what Unite Premier League is, again, I just want to reiterate one more time before we get into game. This is an EU-only top teams in a scheduled format, 1 game per week, and doing a best of 3 in a draft format. So that's what we just watched is the draft. We're going to be heading into game. One more production note that I mentioned at the top of the show. Just want to repeat one more time. We're just going to be rebroadcasting another official streamer for the Unite Premier League for this one, so unfortunately we're not going to have any in-game audio while the cast goes down. I will be talking plenty and filling up the empty space, however we won't get as much of the epic Unite moves and crazy pop-up things like that, but the good part is we do get to see this in-game screen. Funny, it's always interesting to see what Pokemon pop up as their favorites. Achroma obviously was trying to get in some Azumarill ladder games and lock that down, but obviously, we're just going to see the same Pokemon that we just saw in the draft. They definitely have to pick that. I'm interested about these item choices, though. Mostly about Zenzinmin on this Zeraora spot. Probably going to be playing this Pokemon top lane. We're seeing that Razor Claw, Muscle Band, and Buddy Barrier with the full heal to boot. So Tilted Gaming definitely going to want to be getting in and getting up close and personal with that full heal as their bailout item if they ever get hard CC'd. However, the only CC I'm seeing on the other side, I guess, is a Chroma on that Snorlax. And okay, Geese is not going to be playing today. I see it's J Rabson. So J Rabson on that Hoopa is going to be the substitute for Random Gaming, is going to be slotting in today and playing that Pokemon. So they're going to be playing the Hoopa. EXP share Hoopa definitely going to be funneling every little bit of experience they can over to a Desu. Obviously, we know Venusaur, one of the most scaling-dependent Pokemon in the game. Very, very strong Pokemon, but they need to be eaten good the entire game. Lots of damage on the Tilted Gaming side, and if Best Muted can use those Wiggly Sings, and just the tanky body of that Pokemon, not to mention the X-Speed they have equipped, to really get some nice engages and set up the rest of their team, and they can find some key KOs before these team fights pop off, at initial moments of first, second Dreadnought. Tilted Gaming is definitely going to be in this game, despite having a little bit tougher of a draft than Random. Acroma on this Snorlax. I know they loved this Pokemon upon release of the game, so they're definitely going to be wanting to show what they can do. They still have the skills here. First Autono getting taken up by Acroma, finds that tackle, last hit, gets those 5 AS energy in pocket. Best Muted not able to get that. A really fast clear down lane for the side of Tilted Gaming, skipping a few of the Jerrys, going to have to run down all the way to the goal zone just to heal up here. Okay, Acroma and a Desu all going in on this one. It looks like the Tilted Gaming was able to take that Autono, not let it get tested, and here we go. An early KO on a Desu, and Acroma's getting cute charmed into danger here. They definitely go down, but the Jigglypuff on the side of Tilted is also going to pay with getting that KO. So a little bit of an even trade. The early game, I'd say, is a little bit of a wash going in this top lane. Gatlu in the jungle position on this Greninja. Like I said, a really, really strong Pokemon into something like the Talonflame if they can find the Talon without their cooldowns. Talonflame, an explosive amount of damage, but okay, Saxu EU getting really in danger. Almost got saved, but a Desu with a really nice use of their cooldowns is able to take out that KO. Top lane also going in favor of the Greninja and Lucario. The Zeraora just not quite able to keep up. Nice Sing engage here. Right now, Absol just completely demolished. Does not have the HP to hold up in a fight like that. And finds themselves caught out. The early pressure of Pikachu really being showcased here. That Electro Web is one of those few moves, I think, in game that honestly, you'd rather just keep for the entire game if they gave you the option. Saxu still not evolved yet. Getting KO'd in that early team fight, definitely putting them a little bit behind. However, the EXP share is still going to be flowing nice for the rest of their team. Okay, Pikachu is able to net that one up as well. Acroma taking a lot of splash damage, forced to use their eject button. No focus band, but they're able to heavy slam out of danger. Drabson actually saving their trick to use on a Desu. You can definitely see which side that Random Gaming wants to be showcasing all of their resources into. Their talent is very, very strong. A Desu, an attacker extraordinaire in the EU region. And there we go, off screen, getting that 2 KO streak. A lot of AOS energy going in this goal. Unite moves are going to be coming up very quick. Level 7 already with only 30 seconds to first Dread. Oh man, Acroma barely surviving a Pikachu Thunder with that rest. They're definitely going to have to run out. Do not think they'll have Focus Band even up yet. A Desu really pushing extremely far in here, probably to buy time for Acroma and Jarepson to get out, but they got a little greedy as well. Nice block to get Acroma a little bit of extra health. If they don't get Q-Charmed, they're okay. I believe they are fine here. Jarepson also just throwing that Citrus Berry they stole from the other side for Acroma to heal up. They're going to be up the top. And Dreadnought has now spawned to start the game. Gatlu with that precious level 9. Unite move unlock, but so is Malik. Huge team fight engage. A nice 3-man stun with that heavy slam, but the Unite move of Tilted Gaming is going to be able to take it. Huge work by Malik is able to take away that extremely important first objective. However, level 9 is achieved by a Desu. They're going to launch the Unite move right away, mostly for the Buddy Barrier health. The Pedal Dance Giga Drain combination is keeping them alive and becoming a threat. The tables are absolutely turned. Muted thought they had that KO for free, but a Desu with that key level up at a precious time is going to net themselves 3 KOs. Not to mention a little bit of a help from Acroma, but it all goes their way. 115 to 97 the score, still an extremely low scoreline, but the experience levels going to be going in the favor of Random Gaming, despite them not even netting up that first Dreadnought. So Tilt Gaming's got a lot of work to do, and you see them trying to implement that with some extra pushes in key spots. Zenzamin even trying to do a little bit of a jungle invade, not getting too greedy, is now forced to 1v1 Redmaw, and it looks like Redmaw gets the better end of that one. Lucario going to be one of the best Pokemon in a 1v1 situation for probably the rest of the game's lifespan. Desu getting a lot of damage, sees that Wiggly, knows they need to immediately run away. Like Isa was talking about before, when that cute charm ability is off cooldown, you definitely need to respect them quite a bit. Redma in this 1v1 situation, Malik throwing down there, forced out the Unite move, but Zenzinmin doesn't even take that much damage from it. Able to just avoid that gigantic Aura Cannon that Lucario can fire off, and is able to keep themselves up. Gatlu finding themselves with two enemy typical high damage jungle Pokemon to find, but is able to remove the one. Gatlu definitely scaling up extremely high, level 11, almost level 12, but Zenzinmin is doing a little bit of the same. Redma and Gatlu may be able to find more KOs in that top lane, but the scoring game has definitely not been that way. Gatlu with a pocket full of 40 is going to be able to uncontested throw those in, and early positioning is kind of split evenly between Random Gaming and Tilted. Here we go, the Hoopa Unite move is going to be bringing down the whole squad. Gatlu was scoring up top, but is already immediately back. So much Buddy Barrier health to work through now. Dreadnought now at about 50% HP. Gatlu throws in the smoke screen, the Unite move, and there we go! Gatlu's able to sneak it away. Really nice try by Zenzinmin using that Unite move to find that damage burst, but ever since those nerfs, that Pokemon is just not the same. Malik can't even get out with the Brave Bird. Zenzinmin, the only one able to survive, and a nice 40-point overdunk from Random Gaming in the bot tier 1 goal zone. Really impressive team fight play from them, not to mention the macro gameplay just showcased by J Rabson and Gatlu. Knowing their combination is there, knowing that they can get that score in for absolutely free and not be at a disadvantage in that team fight. Really good situational awareness from your team, and that's what you expect from one of the best teams in EU. One of the most practiced teams and one of the most coordinated ones. And you're seeing that represented on the scoreline and in the experience levels. Right now, Random Gaming is extremely fed. We're going to be easily looking at a level 13 Venusaur before Zapdos. A full minute and a half, actually. This Rotom, definitely going to be a priority for both teams. It's heading all the way to the tier goal zone 2. Redmond chucks out that Unite move mostly for the Buddy Barrier health, doesn't find anything too extra. J Rabson getting, the Magician procs on cooldown. Very good, so a lot of players can forget those, and the Trick Plus comes in clutch. Pikachu fighting the nice KO, the best V-New throws in the Unite move, almost steals away the Rotom. But unfortunately, Redmaw and Gatlu's secure ability is just a little bit too strong. However, I really like that play from Tilted Gaming's Pikachu. A lot of people might look at that, consider that a waste of a Unite move, a little bit too high of a gamble. However, I think it was worth it. You send that Rotom down the other way, it doesn't give you a lot of extra value, but time is what Tilted Gaming needs right now. I was mentioning the experience levels before. They definitely need to be farming up as much as they can. These last 2 minutes mean everything in the game of Pokemon Unite, and if you can equip yourselves well for it, you can come back from essentially any situation. Lots of money, or lots of AOS energy on the map at the top, but we're actually seeing Tilted Gaming committing a lot of space over here to this third Dreadnought. You see a lot of teams get this up normally, but there we go, no way! Gatlu's able to out-secure it over the Braid Bird of a Malik. A Desu in the middle, not being contested very much. They definitely need to find some low health targets. Zensamin going down, a force out the Unite move out of a Chroma, who's gonna have to use it to survive. A Desu goes down, Malik throws out the Unite move as well to take out that Venusaur. A Chroma gonna be alive and well, and the Hoopa for Random Gaming just hiding away trying to get this 50 in for free. Malik is actually going to ignore them. It goes straight to the Zapdos. Can the Elder Gods stop them? They do. Okay. Malik just having to showcase the damage they can provide in the Zapdos, who's already almost on a third of their HP. A block coming out of a Chroma trying to stop any flying Pokemon getting in there. The Discharge and Unite move. There we go! There's the Unite move from Zenzinmin. They finally find the secure. Zeraora's back, baby. The Electric Kitty back in a major way. There we go. They're going to try to get these 50 points in 293, 97. The Ducats, the double buckets, as we like to call them, a Unite Mics. Zenzinmin throwing some hands. Malik versus a Desu now, but Malik's going to go down as well. They would have loved to score their points before they got in there. A Chroma with a huge block. They are buying so much extra time. Tilted Gaming got the Zapdos and they got the lead. 437 to 378. A minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. J Rabson has a full 50 points. That is a lot of comeback potential, but it might be a curse as well. You have to remember, when they have this many AOS energy in pocket, it is going to be so hard to get that entire score in. The amount of time it takes is always going to be a threat. a level 15 Venusaur, though. Speaking of threats, this Pokemon fully scaled up to the max, probably almost having Unite move online. The amount of time they've had to farm it is going to be extremely strong. Gatlu with 40, Akroma coming with 0, but wants to be there for the squad just to try to create a little bit of space. This top tier goal zone looks to be the target of Random Gaming, and with only 30 seconds, it looks like it's going to be a Buddy Barrier Score Shield comeback play. They only need one score, and it doesn't even need to be a full 50 hundo burger. Here we go, Akroma leeches in with the 36 points, immediately uses the heavy snore to try to get the Buddy Barrier health. Here come the scores. A lot of Unite moves on the side of Tilted Gaming, though, are still available. There's so many KOs. This is where Tilted Gaming's composition really shines, and there we go, with only 5 seconds left, Redmaw in spawn. There is not going to be a chance for Random Gaming to get any Chaos Energy in the goal zone. Tilted Gaming go up in the series 1-0. Incredible work from that squad. And like I was just saying, that is where their composition shines, with a sheer amount of burst damage potential. They might not have the tankiness. They may not have the front to back potential, but what Tilted Gaming's composition really showcases with a Pikachu, Talon, Zeraora is just a gigantic amount of burst damage. Look at this Venu's gameplay today, 87k damage on the Pika. I really think that Pikachu is what put them ahead in a lot of those situations, able to burst down the Buddy Barrier health of Akroma, giving off so much extra Buddy Barrier health to the rest of the squad. Even then, they could not find the scores. Tilted Gaming may have lost the draft in a lot of people's opinions, but they have won this game and now go up 1-0 in this series. Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking at chat. Random Gaming definitely should have had one score. You'd think it was going to be available to them, but Tilted said no. Able to get those Unite moves back up and running, despite actually using a lot of them as Zapdos fight. I think that may have been what Random Gaming was counting on, them not having those Unite moves, and that's why they all forced into one goal zone without Redmaw. I believe that would make the most sense to me, but yeah, very exciting game. I gotta catch my breath here a little bit. I'm not used to solo casting as much, but wow, what a fantastic match that we just watched. Tilted Gaming up 1-0, and we're gonna head back into our draft screen. Also, I know we got some shoutouts before about the look and the polish of this UI. Yeah, absolutely. Unite Premier League killing it with their overlays and the look. It definitely is fantastic. So shout out to Razor, shout out to the Unite Premier League organizers and tournament owners, and thank you for letting Unite Mics be a part of this. It's really fun to cast these games. Unfortunately, I'm doing a little bit solo today. Dupe Snacks could not join me for this game, but look forward to seeing us cast more games in the future. We're definitely going to be doing as much Unite Premier League as possible. It's really so fun to cast these draft games. It's fun to hang out with you guys in chat too, to see what you think will happen in draft and get your takes and opinions on it too, especially when I'm on the solo on the mic. It's fun to hang out with the gang of you guys in chat. So, we saw Tilted Gaming, in theory lose that draft, but they were able to be creative enough in-game to find the win. When you go back to the drawing board, it's really interesting to see what's gonna come in a Game 2 situation. Random Gaming relied a lot on their Venusaur to win them team fights, not to mention the Gatlu burst potential. However, we really saw Malik playing well around that Talonflame, knowing where the threats were and avoiding them for the most part. I did not see that Talon getting KO'd very often in the latter half of that game. Early game, Redmaw and Gatlu were finding a ton of value in that top lane. Don't get me wrong. However, when we hit that mid-game point, we saw a lot of extra scores going in, and we saw a lot of strength coming out of the jungler and top laner of Tilted to keep this game even. So, very interesting. I'm excited to see what we have going into the draft format next. So, like I said, I'm not super familiar with this drafting scheme as I should be, but okay, there we are. I would correct. Random Gaming is getting the first ban. So, we are seeing a Hoopa banned for Random Gaming. So, interesting selection. Random Gaming does not want to be playing the Hoopa on their side, apparently. They had that Pokemon picks last time, but making it so no Hoopas available. Tilted, if they want to have some kind of healer, is going to be in a little bit of a dire strait. Ooh, shoot. Also, if you just type bracket in the chat, I'm sorry, that is for the March Open qualifier, not this tournament. And there is no bracket for this tournament. This is more like a league kind of situation. 6 teams are playing in this league, and each team has 1 game per week. So we're looking at Random Gaming versus Tilted Gaming's matchup for their week 1 of the Unite Premier League. They are currently at 0-0 in their match history, and that's why you're seeing that. So sorry about the bracket Nightbot being wrong. I'll have to correct that for next time we get on it. But okay, Tilted Gaming using their ban again, a little bit of a hate ban against Gatlu. Their signature gradient is not available. Now, Random Gaming gets their first pick here. They only get 1. I'm really curious if we see the Talonflame snapped up by Random. I know Gatlu is definitely an extremely good Talon player, and Talon was just such a threat on the side of Tilted. It would make a lot of sense for me to grab that Pokemon away as fast as possible, but you have to remember, whenever you do, you're losing a little bit of the token spots that we see so often. And there we go. I was calling it. Talonflame gets chosen first. So Gatlu gets their jungler of choice, not forced to play the Greninja any longer. They are going to get that Talonflame pick. Tilted Gaming now up. They have the pick of the board. 2 picks in a row here. Last time they favored getting the jungler first, and then with their double pick, they filled out their bot lane with the Wiggly and the Eldegoss. So, yeah. Guys, like I said, no bracket for this tournament. It's just going to be every week a team plays another, like a league series situation. So, if you want to follow, the best place to follow is the Unite Premier League Twitter. That's going to be the best place to see all of the games lined up whenever they do happen. Okay, so we have Tilted Gaming, like I mentioned before, taking those 2 spots to fill out the bottom lane. So Venusaur and Wiggly are going to make an extremely strong bottom lane Pokemon. Both special attackers, and Wigglytuff using that Sing to not only get mad CC on the side of Random Gaming, they also double up that special attack damage. So Venusaur going to be eating real good when Wiggly is supporting them in that bottom lane. Now, Lucario is still available. If I'm Random Gaming, I'm definitely considering picking that up before it potentially gets banned, or potentially giving it back to Tilted. If they want to get that, top lane spot, this might be the pick to do it. They have 2 picks in a row though, and giving up any more bot lane pressure could be a threat. Having Pikachu selected here though might be a nice pick. I have seen a Desu play the Pika, but not near as much as I've seen them on other picks. So yeah, we're gonna see what they slot into. A Desu, again, I really don't feel like you need to worry about that player in a draft format. A Desu just showcased how strong they are on Venu, but can really play so many picks. We've seen them on Sylveon, on Dragonite, on the Pika, on the Venusaur. Like, there's so many attacker slots, and not to mention, I know EU hasn't taken to it as much, but I'd love to see a little bit of a Alolan Ninetales picked into these matchups. Probably doesn't scale as well as the Venu, and not a great counter into the Venusaur either, so if I'm Random Gaming, my next 2 picks will probably be Pika and Lucario. I would love to pick up those 2 Pokemon. However, you can never underestimate the power of having an Eldegoss in lane. Having that support Pokemon, as well as just the gigantic Unite move that it provides. And there we go. Okay, sometimes it's just all reliable, and we're getting the double support pick. Okay, like we were mentioning before, Blissey has kind of been revolutionized in the gameplay, is going to be utilized as that support and that tank position. But I think a really key feature to focus in on is that Blissey pairs so well with Venusaur, and not having it for the Venusaur is going to make Tilted Gaming just struggle a little bit more to give their Venusaur the engage potential that they want to. So Random Gaming finding 2 really supportive Pokemon in the bottom lane. They're going to have to throw in something with a little bit of extra damage down there for sure. But yeah, we'll see what that pick is. Shout out in chat if you think you can predict the rest of Random Gaming's bot lane. I'm pretty sure they'll find themselves with the Lucario, but yeah, I'm interested to see see what they're going to be picking up. Tilted Gaming still needs to fill out quite a few slots on their team, obviously. They got the tank, they got the attacker, or potentially jungler. We have seen Venu jungle at some points, but Tilted Gaming probably going to be finding their jungle pick now. Cinderace, still an available Pokemon to be selected in this league, but okay, there we go. This really does feel like the old reliable draft. We are seeing a very standard composition being created on the side of Tilted: Venusaur, Wiggly, and Lucario. So a very, very stacked high tier list draft on the side of Tilted. Random Gaming going with a kind of an all-in strategy though on some sustain. Yeah, we definitely, I'm Gutsiox, we will, it's totally up to this restream that we are watching. I unfortunately am I'm not in the game streaming, I'm just restreaming, Unite Premier League's official one, so, we will just cast whatever was there, but I will try to talk more about the top lane fights as I see them, if even just on the minimap. Okay, here we go. Tilted Gaming with the Decidueye ban. So again, this league is going to be very, very exciting. So this is only 6 teams in AU, and they're going to be playing each other constantly. I think we're going to see more and more bans like on the side of Tilted Gaming as we go through this league, where Greedent and Decidueye are both bans probably aimed directly at Random Gaming's players. The more that we see these kind of situations come up, the more these teams become familiar with each other, they are going to become, very good at doing this draft against each other. Yeah, I really am interested to see what Random Gaming picks up for the top lane spot. Yeah, I thought Random Gaming was definitely going to ban Machamp or Tilted was going to ban Machamp as well, but now Random Gaming is going to have kind of their pick of the litter when it comes to top lane. They don't have Lucario, they don't have Greedent, but like I said, we could see the Serena, we could see the Machamp most likely, and we could also even see the Blastoise. I keep mentioning it like it's a possibility, but I probably should stop mentioning it until it actually becomes a thing. But we will see. It's going to be Random Gaming's first pick here, I believe. So they get first pick and last pick. So first pick, and then we'll get 2 from Tilted and back the other direction, I believe. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, there we go. So this is what I was talking about. The Serena pick for the top lane is going to be a really, really awesome spot. A really, really awesome Pokemon. Redma has showcased a lot of talent on this Pokemon, and is going to be, is definitely going to be a strong contender against Lucario. Early game, they're going to struggle. Let's call it like it is for sure. However, I think late game, they could make this work for sure. Okay, so we have the Serena pick. Tilted Gaming now needs to fill out if they want to have a support Pokemon or if they want to be going into, if they want to be picking up their jungler immediately too. Since there's not many healer type Pokemon left, in fact, all 3 have been picked up. We're getting the Cinder Jungle. Okay, fantastic. And if I was to pick, I would probably select the Pikachu here. Pikachu, also a very good supportive Pokemon. And oh my word. This is EU, baby. This is draft format. This is what you wanted, chat. We have a tree on the screen locked in. Trevenant gonna be the choice for Tilted Gaming. So it looks like we got the Drain Tank themselves. We've seen this meta in every other MOBA, but we are tree gaming. Oh my word, I'm so excited. Wiggly Trevenant is going to be a tanky lane. It is going to be very, very hard for the side of Random Gaming to burst past all this damage. Random Gaming now needs to find a strong amount of damage to contend with this. They only have Blissey and Eldegoss in this lane. So, yeah, they only have Blissey and Eldegoss in this lane. They're gonna need to find some kind of damage to push through and go through the tanky front line that is Wiggly and Trevenant. I wouldn't be surprised if we go for some kind of range-ish attacker, or if we even see a little bit of 2-1-2. I don't want to say anything yet. Maybe knock on wood. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but we could see a 2-1-2 style meta. Random Gaming really taking some time to select this. A Desu, I imagine we see Dragonite here. That is my best guess, that we see a Desu extremely proficient on that Pokemon, gives them a little bit more of that scoring chance, but no, we are getting the Sylveon. Okay, Sylveon hitting that level 4 spike immediately. This is going to be an extremely strong early game in bot lane. It is going to be so powerful immediately. It may scale off near the end of the game. However, if they can get ahead and never let Tilted get back in this game, they're not going to need to worry about it. Random Gaming with an interesting draft here. Tilted getting an extremely good draft, except maybe with the tree at the end not being as immaculate as you would have thought. However, I think this is gonna be. A really good game. We're definitely gonna have to watch some tree gaming. Everybody, buckle up. I know this Pokemon is a fan favorite of a lot of people. I know fan favorite Zugrug loves to play this in NA if they get the chance. I've also seen Rex play this Pokemon in tournament. I know Nemesis, a top 4 team in March finals, has actually played and beat people with the tree. So let's face it, this Pokemon, definitely a weird counter pick. Honestly, if we're looking at this Pokemon, I just really wish that Pain Split was a better move. I love the Drain Tank style Pokemon. So yeah, I think it would be fantastic if we got that slot in here. But awesome, guys, thank you so much for joining, everybody. By the way, we're going to get into game 2 in just a second of this best of 3. We'll see if Tilted Gaming can take this one 2-0, or if Random Gaming can bounce back from that extremely close game in game 1 to try to even this series up. We've seen 2 drafts now, extremely different. The only thing we've seen similar in the ban slot was the Greedent. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game here. Yeah. Also, just thank you so much for joining Unite Mics on this cast, you guys. This is Unite Premier League, an all-EU 6 top teams game, and we are Unite Mics going to be covering it. Just me, Zoinks, handling the microphone today, giving you the best analysis and gameplay coverage as I can. But quick production note, yet again, I just want to keep making sure that everybody knows, I don't want people raging at me in chat, is that we're just restreaming this, so unfortunately no in-game audio for this broadcast. However, if we do cover future Unite Premier League games in the future, which we absolutely want to, we will probably able to switch that up production-wise, and we will be having the in-game content in your ears here. So the Pokemon are already chosen for us. We saw them on the draft screen last time. We're going to head into this. So interesting. We have a Redma on this Serena before, as we see, and we're going to be seeing a stacking Redma. So attack weight, weakness policy, and focus band. So pretty tanky, having that weakness policy and focus band adding up to those defensive and HP stats, but also going to be able to throw down if they get into the mix of it. Everybody else has pretty standard builds. Maybe Rabsynth, the only slight difference, having that score shield instead of an experience share. However, Sylveon, not a Pokemon that needs to scale out of this world. Running the EXP share, maybe not necessary in this situation. However, the real star of the show, 76 Sax EU. The typical tank items, Buddy Barrier, Focus Band, Score Shield, and a Potion on this Trevenant. This really looks like we're going to see the Undying build for 76k. I think that their Trevenant play is going to be something special to watch in this game too. So guys, it's Unite Premier League Week 1 blank slate. This is the first matchup for both of these teams, and currently Tilted Gaming leads this series 1-0. Random Gaming has to come back in this game. They had early game going completely in their favor in game 1, but at the end, the Zapdos flip was just a little bit too strong for Tilted. Let's see if Random Gaming can close it out, bring us back to a 1-1 scoreline, or if Tilted's going to run away with this. Alright, Redma just going to be trying to clear this lane as fast as possible. Obviously, Serena, a Pokemon that is very, very weak at the start of the game, but scales as the game goes on as soon as they hit that Serena evolution. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. But like I was saying, the real threat is going to be this bot lane that's going to scale extremely quickly. I'm not sure if you can see on the mini-map, a Desu on that Eevee taking a super long beach route all the way down, trying to steal that bottom Autono away initially and get some early scores in. All right, score is 4-7. Look forward to seeing that scale as we go on throughout the game. Gatlu throwing in a lot of extra damage on Zenzenmin, but Malik dealing so much damage to Redmaw early. Gatlu has to throw their body in just to try to stop a little bit of the score, or the potential of taking out Redmaw. However, they get KO'd for their efforts, so that means that Malik on this Cinderace is going to be scaling very, very fast and outscaling their counterpart of Gatlu. Level 5 already, before first Beast even pops off, definitely where you want your jungler to be, not to mention that they have their Lucario also get up there. First B initial damage, though, goes over Random Gaming. Their early presence of mind and positioning is going to favor them, as well as the experience is going to be flooded their way. Bot lane seems to be going pretty evenly as far as I can tell. The only maybe strange thing is that the Eldegoss and Blissey giving all of the farm over to a Desu and that Sylveon, going to be a little bit slow on the levels. Zenzenmin just kind of throwing their body, get a bit of extra view, but here we go. This is the CC potential of Muted on this Wigglytuff, and this special attack burst damage that Best Venu can pull out, and finally the evolution comes in for J-Rat. So Random Gaming now having an Eldegoss, the only Pokemon left to evolve, is going to be Blissey and Steenie. Malik with that final last hit gets that level 7 of Cinderace at 8 minutes. Gonna be at level 7, probably easily making it to the level 9 they need to hit for first Dreadnought, getting a 30-point score in, leaving that goal zone super weak. We might see an early break in Tier 1. Muted with a nice sing, a little bit late though, and Best Venu couldn't quite get the Razor Leaf into the crowd. 76 making just a ton of space. That Pokemon seriously is so tanky. They don't care about rushing it up, and the Wood Hammer gets a lot of damage in. The Wiggly can't get out though. A Desu with that Hyper Voice giving so much damage, and they're playing it safe enough to get away. However, Malik does find the KO onto the Eldegoss, but Sylveon is still able to stay up. Gatlu finally with a little bit of a dive, throws in for extra value, but Malik is playing so well with presence of mind as a jungler and is able to avoid getting KO'd there, which could be catastrophic for their team. However, the Aerial Ace resets are just a little bit too strong. Blaze kick in, Gatlu caught out in a lot of trouble. The Aerial Ace to the Autono and get the Blissey safeguard to survive. Very, very low HP, level 8, and the Dreadnought is ticking over here in 1 second. Both junglers not having their Unite move online, so this Dreadnought fight going to be a little bit of a dry one. Best Man running in, Muted though, taking so much damage. They're going to escape for free because of the Trevenant. I'm giving all the credit over to the tree. They're able to survive, and now the Dreadnought finally starts getting hit. Chroma needs to get that Leaf Tornado used by their teammate to get them away, and Muted is still in this fight with just a sliver of HP. Gatlu finds that for free. Level 9 ticked over now, and they're going to fight for this one. They take out 76, pushing them so far away, but the Dreadnought and the Rotom go in the favor of Tilted Gaming. This team fight has went so well in their favor. Desu forced to go all the way up top to contest this Rotom in a 1v1 versus Zenzenmin. However, a level 10 Lucario versus a level 7 Sylveon is not fair. No one taught them proper manners on the schoolyard. Zenzenmin making sure they know that they are loud and in charge and are going to try to get away. Oh, Aerial Ace resets a little bit too strong. Gatlu maybe the saving grace for Random Gaming in this game so far. 38-201 is a scary, scary scoreline for obvious reasons if you could do the math. Okay, the goal zone left on 2 as well. They may be down in score, however, that goal zone being left there is going to prime them for a nice overcap, a overdunk, if you will. Redmaw with a nice engage, followed up by Gatlu's Brave Bird and a Unite move. No way that Malik survives this, and that Unite move coming out of the Wiggly is just a little bit late from Muted to save their jungler. They're also going to go down. The Trevenant thinks better of it, and a 40 points gets chucked in. Nice overdunk for Redmaw in that top tier goal zone. This game all of a sudden is much more evenly scaled on either side, 181-201 in terms of points. A goal zone taken on the top lane for both teams. We are looking across at the experience as well. Seems to be a pretty even distribution as far as I can tell. However, you have to remember Tilted Gaming has that Venusaur, an extremely strong scaling Pokemon, and as this game goes on, they're going to become more and more of a threat. A Desu, though, at level 10 is no slouch. This Sylveon Hyper Voice is going to be doing numbers right there. Not to mention they have the Blissey in pocket, giving them all the backup they need, and Zenzen has just found that their home is here on this goal zone. Nice bone Bone Rush reset to try to get them out of trouble, uses the Unite move just to survive. J-Rabson getting in a little bit of early damage. The knock-up very strong there on the Venu. However, they get a ton of damage. So much damage. Dreadnought doing a lot of work on that team fight as well. J-Rabson throws out their Unite move to reset some health bars. Muted getting so much extra damage, they have to bail. The giant tree Dark Forest is now in play. 76 using the Wood Hammer and the grass side of the best of their ability, and it allows their team to get the Dreadnought. Muted then cleans up the KOs of that bottom lane. Rancid down. Eldegoss back to the respawn timer. Adesu doing what they can to stop the flow of damage, and they're able to take out that Venusaur. A huge misstep there, I think. If Muted and the Venu ran out in time, they may have been able to survive. Zenzamin up here on a sliver of HP. Can Gatlu find it? No, it's Redmaw that takes the KO. Malik throwing out so much extra damage, and yet again, we're seeing the amount of CC that Horn Leech can provide. The Trevenant is definitely making waves in the top and bottom lanes as a team fight threat. The amount of CC that they're putting out is just allowing the Cinderace to tee them up, fire at them in the air, on the ground, wherever they are. Here we go. The savior of Tilted Gaming, 76 SKEU, is throwing in on the bees. Adesu finds yet another KO on the Venusaur, though. They can't be getting away with this. Chroma gets absolutely deleted by 4 members of Tilted Gaming, though, and Malik's not done. Throws in the Blaze Kick, but the high speed of that character is able to get them out. Nice red buff plays on this Cinderace as well, gonna be slowing down the enemy team. And guess where Zenzamin is? Again in the lane of Random Gaming. Redmoth throwing in those stomps to try to contest. Gatlu gets a really nice burst damage on that Brave Bird, able to take them out. Zenzamin gets deleted, but that was 3 Pokemon from Random Gaming, all dedicated to doing that. So this bottom tier goal zone is about to be sieged. The tree, the Wigglypoof, and the Fiery Bunny are all throwing it down. A nice 40 points in. Huge overdone for Tilted Gaming. They keep up their lead, 288 to 194. 20 seconds up until Dreadnought. Yet again, we see Adesu clearing up so much space that Hyper Voice damage is nothing to sneeze at, and they're going to be creating a lot of space just by their positioning and the amount of damage they can use. A really interesting scaled ability that doesn't exactly take aim, it takes movement. Okay, the call has been made to rip the Dreadnought. Only 14 seconds left, it has to be available, and both teams are here capitalizing on it. We see a fire in Brave Bird a little bit late, but it doesn't matter because Adesu was able to secure it. Malik has to throw out their Unite move, but they get completely eaten alive. Redmoth throws in a stomp, Zenzamin taking so much damage, Gatlu on a sliver of HP as well, but the Trevenant, grass on grass fight here, and they are getting drop kicked and thrown back down onto the beach. This beach is a fight of demise. I quit a 1v1, but neither Pokemon will go down. They refuse to get KO'd. The healing, the damage, neither is enough. Zapdos getting completely burned down here, about to be burned, but a nice Wiggly gets them out of that CC. However, it won't be quite enough for them to survive, and Adesu secures the Zapdos. Nice throw in by the Wigglytuff there to keep themselves up, but they didn't have the damage to contest against 4 members of Random Gaming. 50 points goes in from Redmaw. They will absolutely get knocked out, but that doesn't matter to them. As long as they get that Hundo Burger in the goal zone, it's all Gucci. Gatlu does the same. Another Hundo Burger for this Talonflame. And they're going to try to see if they can net themselves even up a little bit more. However, Cinderace, a little bit of an anti-air play with those fiery soccer ball kicks. That's what England's defense is against any incoming airborne threat. It's just Cinderace kicking fiery soccer balls into the sky to shut them down. 1 minute left in the game. Tilted Gaming has a large margin to come back. They need an entire 3 scores, but with 2 Pokemon down on over 10 seconds respawn timers, there is a slight chance to do so. Muted will not have their Unite move available yet, though. That Starlight Recital is a gigantic one when it comes to it. However, the tree gets their 80 points in. Okay, Redmaw has to throw in their Unite move, but a lot of KOs happening on the other side. And unfortunately for Tilted Gaming, Random Gaming seems to be the ones delivering it. Yet again, this tree is still up and running. Best Venu throwing out the Unite move, but they go down yet again. Unfortunately, not to their rival of the Sylveon, but Gatlu finds the KO. 10 seconds left in this game, and Random Gaming has evened this one up. Very, very nice team fight. That split of the Trevenant and Serena in the bottom lane could have proved catastrophic for them, but the team fight was won around Zapdos, and they take that game in a quite dominant late game fashion. Very, very interesting. We're about to head back to the draft page, because these teams are tied up 1-1. Yeah, what a fantastic game. Seriously, we're looking at the scorelines. Yeah, my MVP of that game is easily a Desu, almost breaking that 100k mark. 98k damage on that Pokemon. Red Mob with also 82 on the Serena. That is kind of wild as well. That Pokemon does not usually put up those kind of numbers, at least not when they're in my games. But Sylveon with 98k, always finding ways to sneak in and nail those KOs all over the place. So very, very interesting gameplay out of a Desu. Did not expect that Sylveon pick. Very late in the draft it got selected, but a Desu showcasing that they are a master of that Pokemon. So yeah, fantastic work. Yeah. Sorry guys, just getting one thing production done wise. Oh yeah, no problem. Thanks everybody for hanging out while we do this commentary for sure. I also on my own account, I'm sorry, I really got to figure out some of these things. I guess I could do it here. Yeah, Brad, we'll absolutely have to do it. If this wasn't so last minute, I'm really sorry. I probably would have asked you, but unfortunately, it's just not this time. But we'll get you on next time, absolutely. But all right, guys, we're headed into Game 3. So we have a very, very awesome game for you coming up. One more draft to go through as well. Just teams are taking a little bit of a break, I think, and that's why we're throwing it back to this screen of just the teams being showcased. So you'll definitely want to check it out. Hey, thanks for the sub, by the way. Nick, thanks for hanging out. Cool. Also, guys, don't forget to go follow the Twitter for Unite Premier League. This league really is awesome, and they're doing some really, really cool things in the scene. Go check it out if you want to see the best in Europe playing against each other every single week, and not to mention doing so in a draft game fashion we don't get to see. So please go check out this Twitter if you have not already. Unite Premier League, the home base is going to be there, so you can go see all the games, all the casts, all the languages, and everything. But okay, here we go. Game is tied up 1-1, and we're headed into a draft phase yet again. Something that a lot of the people were wanting desperately for Unite, and we finally got it in the fashion of a community tournament, but a very, very professional one of Unite Premier League. Also, I think we just need to mention it yet again about like how clean everything looks. I think one of my favorite things about the look is how cool the logo is for Unite Premier League. That is like a stylistic Zeraora. Looks incredible. But okay, Tilted Gaming, yet again, that Greedent not available. So a bit of a perma-ban for Tilted. I assume that is going to be a counter going into random gaming, though. However, a lot of amazing Greedent players in EU would not be surprised if we see Tilted Gaming this become one of their signature perma-bans for the rest of the league. Greedent being deselected means you can breathe a little bit easier, especially when you're in your own jungle. That Pokemon implements a lot of crazy strategies, jungle invade, survivability, weird back caps, all that kind of stuff. Tilted Gaming wiping that off the board availability right away with their first ban. Random Gaming has kind of swapped around a few of their bans throughout this tournament. I'm interested to see if they throw down the Hoopa ban as well this time for their first ban select. Not sure if it worked out extremely well for them there, but they were able to win that last game. So who am I to say if Hoopa gets banned or not? I think Tilted would have loved to have that available on their side, though. All right, there we go. Okay, interesting. A Talonflame ban goes down. So we've seen Talon be the jungle role for both of these teams now in the first game for Tilted and the second game for Random, but now it is being utilized as Random Gaming's ban. An interesting ban for sure. Greedent and Talonflame, both Pokemon that Gatlu loves to play, so having those removed is going to be very interesting. This probably prompts Tilted into picking the Cinderace as their jungle for a second game in a row. Must I remind you, that didn't go as extremely well as it did last time. However, that's not to say anything against Malik on that Pokemon. I think they were probably one of the brighter stars on Tilted on that Pokemon. So interesting to see what this first pick is going to be on the side of Tilted. Yeah, Decidueye jungle would be a ton of fun. Last game, we actually saw Tilted banning the Decidueye. We saw Tilted ban a Decidueye and also pick Tree. So I don't know why I'm really trying to give you analysis and information on this draft. I don't really know if I'm capable of it, seeing what these games go down into. But our first bans are laid out. Tilted just taking some time, trying to see what their first pick is going to be. A top laner of Greedent being taken away and of Talonflame. Okay, and there we go. The ever-prevalent Hoopa is selected by Tilted Gaming, sending the 2 picks in a row over to Random Gaming. Tilted have now picked Hoopa, an extremely versatile and strong Pokemon. I talked before about Venusaur being capable of the jungler or the attacker role. Hoopa, definitely one of those Pokemon capable of the attacker or the supporter role. So, a Pokemon, again, so versatile and brings so much value to the team, even with only their Unite move, if we're being honest. Entire cross-map teleports are there for it, but the dynamic duo, a Chroma and a Desu, getting some comfort picks for sure. Blissey and Venusaur get picked on the side of Random Gaming. So, a huge boon for them. I talked about it a little bit before in Game 1, but that Blissey and Venusaur combo is so extremely strong. Venusaur combos very well with a lot of Pokemon, but I honestly prefer the Blissey combo even over top of the Wiggly one. The Safeguard Venu is just so strong and can push that Pokemon way ahead in lane, even on a Pokemon like Venu that needs to scale and needs to take its time to get into one of those strong places. Tilted Gaming, though, taking their first pick of their 2 picks in a row, Eldegoss and Pikachu. Okay, we are seeing a banger bottom lane right now. Hoopa, Eldegoss, and Pikachu is going to be an extremely offensive bottom lane. They have the versatility of that Trick Shadow Ball coming out of Hoopa, not to mention Leaf Tornado and Pika for the early game pressure of these webs and things like that. Honestly, Random Gaming is thanking their lucky stars that they do have Blissey because Pikachu is so good into that other side. Random Gaming grabbing the Lucario here, I think really good. Zen was showing so much strength on the Lucario in that last game. I really think that was the biggest danger of Random Gaming losing it, was how much pressure was being applied in that top lane by the Lucario compared to the Serena on the other side. So very, very heads up pick from Random Gaming to make sure they secure the Lucario before having to resort to something like the Serena or, God forbid, the Zeraora. However, that did give them the game win. So again, in these draft situations, it can really lead up to anything. Also, if you're new to this format, we're now going to head into the second phases of bans. So both teams are going to get one more ban on either side. So far, the only bans we have are Talonflame and Greedent. And of course, in this format, we are not doing mirror picks. So any Pokemon picked by one side are unselectable from the other side. So Gonna be an interesting matchup so far. Yeah, I already see in chat people saying like, yeah, this is gonna be just a normal bottom lane. Yeah, I think it will be. It's gonna be a pretty strong, damaging lane though. Random Gaming is gonna need something to hold up in that bottom lane. To keep up their defenses basically. Otherwise, they have the ever-present danger of losing the early game too hard, and it becomes a landslide. Random Gaming with the Dragonite ban. Okay, I'm going to fully admit, this feels like a ban completely out of left field for me. Having the Dragonite ban is definitely taking away another level of Secure, especially for a Zapdos fight. So let's talk about Smite and Secure in Pokemon Unite. Obviously, last hit gets the rewards in this game, like in most MOBAs. However, we don't have a percentage of damage done, blah 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 rule like other MOBAs do. So, Smite Pokemon are extremely valuable, and those who exist, Lucario, Dragonite, Talon. Oh wait, all those Pokemon are selected or banned. Greeted. Random Gaming definitely taking another threat of the Smite off the board there. Okay, Slowbro ban out of Tilted. So now, if Random Gaming wants to not utilize Blissey as the tank spot in their lane, they're gonna have to choose a kind of a strange pick. Last time Akroma did go over to that Snorlax, I don't know if that's going to be what they want to move into this time again. Could be also why the Dragonite ban was there, just to make sure that they don't have to, fight against a score comp potentially. But yeah, the Slowbro ban here is very interesting. Okay, and a Machamp selection? Just kidding? Maybe not. Yep, Decidueye is available, Bradware, but okay, Machamp is selected by Tilted Gaming. Okay, that makes more sense. Machamp, very much a contender in that top lane. Yes, I was absolutely juked. That's going to be a really, really good pick. That Pokemon, very, very strong. One thing that Tilted Gaming is missing out on right now is any tankiness whatsoever, though. They have very strong mons, and they have the healing to contend with. Machamp has decent defensive stats, but that's always been the weak point. They have a lot of high burst damage potential when you're up close, but that Pokemon's defensive stats aren't that of a defender, so they're definitely going to want to be playing a little more carefully. Tilted Gaming definitely can win these team fights, but I think they're going to want to win them fast. Random Gaming now has 2 picks in a row. Going to want to be finding that jungler spot as well as their, yeah. Yeah, no, I know, Sixes, I completely agree. Random Gaming banned Talon first round this time, which was very, very interesting. But okay, Wiggly gets picked up by Random Gaming. Also, Machamp's been taken off the board. Not sure what that's going to mean. However, this is exactly what we thought they needed. This bot lane of Blissey, Venusaur, Wiggly is a Venusaur player's dream come true. So this is definitely going to be a fantastic bot lane for Random Gaming. Not to mention they have the best top laner in the game right now. If they pick up even a halfway decent jungler, Random Gaming is going to be in contention. However, we can never, ever underestimate the value of having a Hoopa on the side of Tilted. That Unite move is going to be so incredibly strong, and if you want to harken back to game 1 of this series, that one was won with a fantastic Zapdos flip play. So, very, very interesting. But okay, so Machamp was removed, and we got a little bit of explanation. Tilted Gaming gonna pick up the Machamp and the Zeraora. Okay, so no Trevenant this time around, but this time we are gonna see the Zera. Gonna be very, very interesting. Okay, yeah, actually, Sixie's in chat also saying that we might need to see Blissey moving over to the heal build, because they are not going to have that sustain. However, they're not going to take too much front to back damage. The only place they'll be taking any of that from is going to be the Pikachu. But Zeraora is what Tilted Gaming won with in this game 1. Can they make that magic happen again? They definitely lost the early game very, very hard to Red Ball when it was in the top lane spot. However, it is now going to be slotting into jungle. Will it find any extra value? I don't see a lot of diveable targets on the side of Random Gaming, and Random now has the benefit of knowing that Pokemon is locked in. They can choose to pick a tanky-ish Pokemon to slot in there. However, you do not want to give up on that damage. They are missing quite a bit of that range damage capability. Would not be survived. Okay. Like I said, they went with the first strategy I was mentioning in the tankiness. We have the giant cannon turtle himself. Blastoise has been selected by Random Gaming. We are going to... Is this Blastoise jungle? I think we're about to see Blastoise jungle. This game's about to pop off. Zeraora versus Blastoise in jungle. One side having a tanky bottom lane. The other side having a very strong early game damage top bottom lane. Machamp versus Lucario. This game's got it all, guys. This is why we have drafts, all right? If you haven't been convinced yet, then just wait around for the next 15 minutes or so, because when we head into this game, I guarantee you will be convinced that draft needs to be implemented in this game. It is going to be a fantastic one. But yeah, no Charizard ban that I am aware. Definitely not in the draft process. It wasn't banned, and I also didn't see it banned in any tournament announcements or anything like that. So the only Pokemon I know of that was banned was Azumarill, just released a little bit too recently, wanting to keep that Pokemon at bay for now. Let's see if this Blastoise jungle is real. The Rapid Spin Water Spout build is honestly so fun. I love to play Beyblade, let it rip as much as the next guy, but let's see if Random Gaming can play it in a tournament setting. I need to remind everybody, this isn't like game 2, you're up a game kind of situation. This is you go down, your scoreline all of a sudden looks a lot uglier than it did a second ago. If they want to win this game, they're going to need to use every tool available to them. Random Gaming is going to be a death ball meat shield composition. So much HP bars on the side of that team. However, Tilted Gaming definitely has some Pokemon that can burn through that very, very quick. But yeah, I'm seeing it in chat discussed a little bit, but Zenzinmin really has been showcasing this Zeraora. It might be their comfort pick. It might be why they're leaning into it so much. It's definitely been a strong choice for them. The Unite move is what really got the Pokemon to its next bit of level in that game 1. At that Zapdos fight, just did so much burst damage when the rip was going down, able to get that KO for their team and run up their scores, getting all of those double ducats and hundo burgers, which if you guys don't know, we now have those as emotes, which I think is like just the coolest thing. So yeah, here, I'll just post one. Yeah, no, we will definitely be starting in just a second. The teams are just finally getting into lobby, waiting on them to give us the go-ahead, and then we'll be headed into game. But you're looking right now at the draft screen. These are the two teams that were headed into each other. Random Gaming and Tilted Gaming. Has been a very close series so far. Game 2 was definitely more in Random Gaming's favor, but it did not start that way. I mean, despite early game being so strong a draft for Random Gaming, Tilted definitely found ways to keep their game going strong the entire way through. The tree put in some work, but unfortunately, the Unite move, I really saw it showcase well around that second Dreadnought team fight. I think that was really where it popped off. However, I did not see any really solid use of the Trevenant Unite in the late game Zapdos fight. That could be because our camera was focused a little bit too much on the, Serena versus Trevenant, and I think that Unite move not being unlocked for Tilted in the Zap Pit may have been the Achilles heel of that team fight. So definitely gonna need to see Tilted Gaming, not get too distracted around the side. Cannot let a 1v1 with Redmaw distract you from the importance of Zapdos Pit fighting. So this angle from Tilted Gaming is going to be interesting. Again, we just cannot underestimate the power of Hoopa. I was talking about how the Tilted needs to find a lot of damage to try to work through the tankiness. But you need to remember, there's no heals on the side of Random Gaming either. Blissey is available. However, if they're going to be trying to, pocket that Venusaur, they're probably not going to be going that build. They're going to go a little bit of a different direction. But if they don't have any other heals on the table, I could see a Chroma having to slot into this supporter role. Well, actually, I don't know who will play it. Could be a Chroma. They're an amazing Blissey player, but a Chroma, also very known for their Wigglytuff. So, Random Gaming not only with a little bit of a choice in move selection, a little bit of choice in Pokemon selection for which player is going to be playing what Pokemon. But, yeah, an interesting match for sure. Like I said, we're just waiting on the production to get this third game started. But yeah, while we're waiting here, again, this is Unite Premier League, a best of the best in EU in a league situation. Last time we saw Zeraora Bradware, by the way, it was running the Discharge build. I think just kind of favoring the need for it in team fights. But we also saw the Discharge build when that Pokemon was in top lane. So we may see the wild charge if they want to play it in jungle. Gonna be definitely interesting to see what we have. Tilted Gaming has been providing the content for sure on their side. However, like I said, I'm looking forward to a Beyblade Spin and Blastoise as much as the next person. Guys, do not forget to follow the Unite Premier League Twitter. I'm going to post it here in chat again. Go check it out for announcements of all the games, all the scores. Follow along with the league. Give them a shout out on all the socials and stuff, guys. We're definitely going to be some great games in this league. I can't wait to follow along with it. I can't wait to watch it as much as possible. Yeah, no, iframes from Zenzamin is going to be huge. Razor Claw, Muscle Band, Buddy Barrier, the selection for that Pokemon. EXP share on this Hoopa. We noticed that Random Gaming was not playing that one last time. It's the only real move, real item builds that I was expecting to see. Interesting that the Machamp is not going for any kind of weakness policy, opting into just that Buddy Barrier extra health play for that late game. Definitely seems like a big emphasis on some final fights for Tilted Gaming, knowing that they're not going to be able to survive extended team fights unless they can get some clutch heals. But Best Venu and Zenzamin and Luxus all going to be Pokemon that can get beat down pretty quickly and get burst. Hoopa and Eldegoss may not have the chance to give them any heals. All right. Finally seeing the player selection. I wasn't paying as much attention, but okay. Gatlu on the Jungle Blastoise. Very excited to see what happens here for the rest of the game. Okay, here we go. So Akroma is going to be on that Wiggly, and we're going to see the Bellissey from their current substitute support player. I can't exactly remember their name, unfortunately, but okay, here we go. This contestable Audino already getting pulled. The aggro gets pulled over to the side of Random Gaming, and they're able to collect it pretty easily. Akroma finds the final smite. Redmon just doing Lucario things in this lane, not getting Karate Chop out secured in this situation. Best Venu taking so much extra damage. That cute charm danger from Akroma really pulling them back in, but J Rabson takes in a ton of extra damage too. Best Muted throws in a little bit of hands, trying to follow up off of that stun out of 76 stack. 76 stack showing a lot of versatility when they can play, but nice KO. Florgus just throwing in a nice little leafage, secures the KO on the opposite side. Early game not usually going in the favor of a EXP share of Florgus, but what do you know? We get to see all kinds of things in this format. All right, first B's on the horizon, a level 4 Bulbasaur already, but Best Muted having that Leaf Tornado on lock here with that level 4 Power Spike is going to be a bit more of a danger, I think. Throws in the damage. Akroma takes in a ton of extra damage, and I think Lux... Oh, Focus Band! Lux has still had that Focus Band alive and is able to keep themselves up. Does allow a couple of scores to go in from Random Gaming there, but however, the Machops' job is just to survive in that scenario. Keep themselves up and running as much as they can and be a thorn in Redmaw's side. However, a level 6 Redmaw is a pretty big threat, especially going to be going into first Dreadnought in just over a minute's time. Best Venu trying to utilize that Electro Web in the early game presence of Pikachu to put on a bit of extra damage. Akroma, though, throwing in, and just their body has so much HP to give, and that's what you're seeing already. Shades of this Death Ball comp that is to come from Random Gaming. These huge HP bars are going to be a massive threat. Zenzamin getting out-leveled a little bit here by Gatlu, who's already at level 7. Zenzamin about to tick over to that fact, though. All right, yeah, I haven't been able to see their move selection quite yet, but I think we'll see that in just a moment. Lux is still kind of hanging out, playing very safe in that top lane, but let's face it, they don't have too much farm to grab anywhere on the map either. Sing off cooldown now, and now the side of Tilted knows they have a little bit of free space for the next 6 seconds to run about, do not have to worry about getting a giant amount of chain CC in any spot that they run to on the map. Zenzamin already brought down to half HP, barely gets out thanks to a Hoopa trick, but Redmaw has come down so early, and a level 8 throwing in their score here, about to tick over to level 9. What a nice early rotation from Redmaw. They get a KO streak of 4, padding the stats, padding the score line, 121-9. Random Gaming with a gigantic lead, and they're about to get first Dreadnought for free unless Tilted can really make something happen here. Nope, Red Maw gonna just have no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Utilizes the Lucario Knight move to get that secure. We're seeing that more and more now. That Unite move, definitely a strong secure. Also, it just means that you can use that extreme speed side of the build. Way more fun, way more pop-off potential. And, oh my word, Gatlu just demolished the HP bar of Luxus. Luxus can't get away. The Rapid Spin Blastoise, the Jungle Blastoise doesn't even have to use the Unite move to secure that. What a monster. I swear, Gatlu just considers there is no lanes, there is no enemy jungle, there is no teammate jungle. Gatlu considers the entire map to be their home at any given time. Alright, Akroma throwing in the Sing, trying to give Edesu a little bit of free space to move, but they also find the KO onto the Pikachu. Sends him in using that discharge. Blastoise throws the Unite move in, getting a ton of get off me energy. Throws down the water spout onto the goal zone. Here comes the Rapid Spin, trying to get a bit of extra damage. Zenzamin taking so much damage. Lux is the one who's alive and healthy, but has to stay on this base to try to fight up against Red Maw. Lux is still staying in the fight, but again, so weak. The Blissey Unite move utilized onto the Blastoise is very strong to keep them alive, throws in some extra damage, but they are able to get out. Red Maw sees blood in the water, though, uses the extreme speed to try to find something. No, but does a great job of splitting the focus out of Tilted Gaming. A look at me now style play, and they find their way alive and well back into the central area. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock, and only 22 seconds until Dreadnought spawns. 201 to 44 is the scoreline we're looking at. Random Gaming is absolutely in the driver's seat right now. Blastoise at level 11 is going to make this nigh on impossible for Tilted Gaming to find a secure onto this Dreadnought. But if they do, that could be their answer back into the game. I'd love to see some great isolation of a target, but the Death Ball comp is so strong. Gatlu engages with the Rapid Spin. Level only 1 point on the goal zone here. The Unite move is utilized pretty early. Luxus throws in their Unite move as well. They see the burn, and they get it! What an incredible use of Champ's Unite move. Utilizes the Unstoppable to move past the entire enemy team of Random Gaming. Does not worry about any amount of CC, and rushes right to the Dreadnought. They get the experience. They get the shields, and not to mention they get the team fight win. Look at the amount of KOs that they got. The entire side of Random Gaming has been absolutely demolished. And now if we can get some good Unite player math in, there's a 37-point over dunk. The competitive Unite Pokemon podcast. Check it out everywhere you find podcasts and on our YouTube. Rotom now spawned in and available at the 4-minute mark. Random Gaming with the positioning if they want to take it. However, Tilted Gaming definitely seems like they are not prioritizing that. They need to farm now. They found themselves a little bit of that level lead across the board with that recent KO of Dreadnought. They do not want to give that immediately away by losing a team fight, especially when they know they do not have almost any Unite moves online. Zenzamin taking a lot of extra damage, in so much danger. Red Maw finds the extreme speed reset onto the Eldegoss and is able to get the KO and get out for free. Gatlu hanging out, seeing what they can do to try to get their teammate Rotom into the goal zone, and Edesu is just shoving Best Venu away. A little offended by that screen name, and needs to showcase who truly is the Best Venu. But the Pikachu of Best Venu puts in the work, and they find the KO onto Edesu. Akroma finding themselves in a lot of danger, but the little brother Blissey comes for the help. Safeguard is able to get them that extra healing, but the trick healing and damage coming out of Hoopa is so strong. Zenzamin Discharge has been putting in work. That level 13 Zeraora is going to be very strong, but as you saw the announcer call out, Random Gaming is still in the lead, 229 to 157, a very small lead. However, we're about to have a full 40 seconds available for this third Dreadnought. I would not be surprised if both teams commit to this. Instead, we're going to see the Machamp out of Tilted Gaming go for a free 50 points in top. That is going to bring the scoreline extremely close. Now, does anyone want to use Unite moves in this team fight? Are you going to save them for the Zap Pit? This is looking like a really electric match, and there we go! Zeraora finds it! Getting that Discharge, and the Volt Switch KO is so extremely strong. No KOs on the other side except for the Blissey, but KO Streak at 2, but Gatlu shuts it down with the Hydro Typhoon. Edesu caught in a little bit of danger, but now Big Brother Gatlu's throwing the Beyblade on a Best Venu. Best Venu already brought down to 3/4 HP. Gatlu realizes they cannot chase any farther with that tier 2 goal zone healing. Now Gatlu doesn't have that Unite move available though. They decide to just start ripping, knowing Zeraora is still in the respawn will give them the chance. Lucas throws throws in that Unite move of their own. They've powered up. There come the bazillion punches, but no! Akroma finds the last hit onto Zapdos, and now the goal zones are completely available. Random Gaming with a slight lead, not to mention the Zapdos buff. Wigglytuff goes down, though. They're only going to be able to get in 3 scores on the side of Random Gaming. 513 to 207. They have a over 300-point lead. We're going to see 3 scores. Lots of dunks going into this top-tier goal zone, but finally, Random Gaming is back to defend. Tilted Gaming used so many Unite moves in that Zapdos fight, though, they're not going to have anybody barrier health to help them score. They need to run, they need to farm. The game's not completely over. You have a minute and 20 seconds, but how on earth do you find scores against tanky monsters like the side of Random Gaming? Yet again, the Blastoise Jungle, the Rapid Spin Water Spout combo, too much to get away from. And in that bottom lane, we see another tragedy. The Eldegoss goes down. The Machamp is just coming out of respawn. 50 seconds, over 200 points to come back. Can Tilted Gaming do it? A very far ahead presence from Akroma, gonna stack up a lot of points, probably gonna be trying to find themselves a sneaky backdoor dunk to make sure that even if the scores come in from Tilted, they keep the lead. Gatlu gets a little bit of intel. They've found a lone Eldegoss, and they're gonna relay the information to the rest of their team. Now they know that top lane is the chance for Tilted Gaming. Tilted Gaming rush down 50 points going in from Akroma, and here come the abilities. Gatlu throws themselves in. That amount of damage is so strong, but Best Vino chucks in the Pikachu Unite move. So many Buddy Berry House, all cut through by the Hydro Typhoon. Gatlu destroys any hope of a goal going in with that gigantic Blastoise Unite move. The HP bars are gone. A Desu gets the KO final hits. Akroma's back, already has 24 more points. 1 more second on the clock. Random Gaming takes your first game of the Unite Premier League for these two teams. Random Gaming takes the series 2-1. Incredible work. Yeah, no, that definitely was a rip situation. I think it made a lot of sense. Gatlu with no Blastoise. Machamp throws themselves in another world. Those bazillion fist punches almost make it. But there we go. The match is over. 613 to 295. Random Gaming takes it over Tilted. A reverse sweep, if you want to call it that. Tilted Gaming taking game 1. Random Gaming never letting that happen 2 games in a row. Random Gaming definitely made some interesting choices in the draft in this final game, giving up the Hoopa pick in favor of the Venusaur Blissey duo, but after that finding themselves a very traditional team comp outside of course, the Blastoise Jungle. However, Gatlu showing off their flexibility, which is ever so important in this format, and they are able to take it. 81k damage done for Blastoise. Redmaw also doing such a good job in this game. Extreme speed, putting in work against the very low HP targets on the side of Tilted Gaming. Great macro gameplay from Random. Great team fighting from Random. Tilted Gaming, no slouches either. We got to see some fantastic gameplay of them. Got to see some really awesome picks. A huge moment of Luxus stealing that second Dreadnought in that team fight. That was amazing. I loved watching that. Shoutouts there. But guys, if I'm honestly going to give the MVP to anyone in this team fight, if it was game 3, I would probably give it to Redmaw. I think the Lucario was putting in work the entire game, just diffing the whole way through. But if it's the whole game, I think it's gotta be a Desu. A Desu holding down that bot lane on multiple different picks, and in this game was showcasing so much talent. So my MVP is going to a Desu. I think they actually give out official MVPs too in this, so you'll have to wait and see, and go check out the Unite Premier League Twitter, where it will be posted. So, go check it out.